This is the ThinkPad Z16, the first time Lenovo really tried to shake things up with ThinkPad, aiming to win over new generation of users. You know, the ones who usually see ThinkPads as boring, all-black laptops with a little red dot in the middle of the keyboard. It ran AMD Ryzen Pro, had an OLED screen and haptic touchpad, but only lasted for 2 generations before being discontinued. And if you look at the port selection, yeah, let's just say the ThinkPad community wasn't thrilled. It was a bold move for Lenovo, but still a bit cautious. They refused to ditch the iconic track point. That decision, combined with their strict durability standards, actually kept them from making the Z16 thinner, since the track point mechanism would have poked right through the panel. The keyboard, of course, was still undeniably ThinkPad. Once the Z series was gone, there wasn't really an out-of-the-box ThinkPad for a while. Until now. This is the ThinkPad X9, more radical than Z series, less of a traditional ThinkPad and way more fun. I mean, look at it. If it weren't for a ThinkPad logo, this could just be any other laptop on the market. There is no track point. Keyboard does not look like ThinkPad keyboard at all. It's not black, it's not square-shaped on the sides and has this strange-looking thermal housing design which also accommodates ports. Also, this trackpad looks, well, like a trackpad, not like a typical ThinkPad trackpad. And because this laptop is so thin, designers at Lenovo had to figure out how to accommodate ports without disturbing overall look of X9, and I really like what they've done here. You see this bump here, it's very clever design. It not only provides enough height to accommodate full-size ports, but also serves as a housing for X9 terminals. I really like this elegant solution. It even doubles as a housing for the down-firing speakers. Brilliant. And then there are the small details like this Samsonite style bottom cover that perfectly complements the laptop's aesthetics, or the sleek, elegant rubber feet. Someone at Lenovo's design lab clearly went above and beyond with this corporate laptop. The X9, even in its larger 15-inch version, starts at just 1.4 kilos, around 3.08 pounds, and measures only 12.9 millimeters or 0.51 inches thin. It's a brilliant blend of large screen with a thin and light design, giving you the best of both worlds. Even now, I sometimes catch myself being surprised at just how light the ThinkPad X9 feels when I pick it up. Lenovo also keeps panel selection simple. You get a 2.8K OLED with or without touch. That's it. Honestly, you don't really need more pixels than that if your goal is a truly productive all-day off-charger experience. Brightness tops out at 500 nits, which feels a bit underwhelming considering many competitors now push 1000 nits with peak up to 1600 for HDR highlights. And for those wondering, no, you can't get a glossy version. Lenovo only offers the X9 with matte anti-reflection finish that avoids the fingerprint smudges glossy panels attract. On the plus side, the screen supports VRR with a 30 to 120Hz range. In summary, it's a great display, housed in razor-thin bezels, though it would have been even better with a few hundred extra nits of brightness. Unlike the Z series, the X9 is based on Intel, more specifically Core Ultra 5 or 7 Series 2. Sadly, there is no Core Ultra 9 option here. The maximum RAM you can configure is 32 gigs, and unfortunately it's soldered to the board, which I know can be a deal breaker for some. On the storage side, you can get up to 2 TB with the M.2 2242 SSD. It is replaceable, but the platform itself only supports up to 2 TB. For me, the choice of Lunar Lake is a bit controversial. On the one hand, it's perfect for thin and light laptops like X9. Super efficient, great battery life, low fan noise, all good here. But what if you want 64 gigs or more of RAM? You can't. Or what if you want to hook up the X9 to the external HDR monitor? No luck either. Lunar Lake only supports one HDR output. I get it though, it's part of that never-ending tug-of-war between efficiency and performance in laptop design. If this is something you care about, this platform is Copilot Plus PC, and you will also get some additional features with the Aura Edition software experience. While the Z series only featured 3 USB-C ports, it wasn't Thunderbolt because that's still owned by Intel. X9 has much better offering despite being significantly thinner. There is a full-size HDMI 2.1, 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, audio jack, and even USB-A, in this case 10 gigs per second. For most people, this is all they need. We all know the ThinkPad audience can be very sensitive about keyboards, especially with the radical designs like X9. I'm happy to report that there is no need to worry. True, it doesn't have a classic U-shaped keycaps, nor is there a track point in the middle, but let's be honest. When was the last time you actually used track point? I'm sure the comments will have plenty to say about that. The keyboard doesn't feature the traditional 1.5mm travel. Instead, it's 1.35mm and just 1.2mm on the function row. Still, it feels great to type on. Tactile, responsive, and with a satisfying sound. I really can't complain here. As for the trackpad, you get 2 options, a traditional trackpad or a haptic one. Personally, I would avoid traditional versions since the haptic trackpad is simply superior in every way. Both, however, come with a glass surface and clean, buttonless design. The X9 camera is actually a really good one, an UHD 8MP unit with large sensor. It's not a standard USB camera, but a MyPi camera. ThinkPad fans, cover your ears. There is no physical privacy shutter. Instead, you only get an e-shutter tied to the keyboard. I'm all for innovations, but some ThinkPad tradition should stay untouched, especially when it comes to security and privacy. Here are some synthetic benchmarks I ran. Feel free to compare them with a system of your choice. If it weren't for the Z series, we would have never have the X9 series. Sure, it's not for everyone. Traditional ThinkPad users might never accept such a big, bold step away from the classic design. But this is exactly what innovation looks like. That said, I do wish Lenovo had retained a bit more of the ThinkPad spirit. With such a long and proud history, there is no need for ThinkPads to look like just another generic laptop brand. That being said, I really like the X9. It's a perfect travel companion, light enough for everyday mobility or long flights, yet with a screen large enough to get the proper work done. It delivers plenty of performance for my needs, as long as I'm not pushing it into demanding workloads. The battery life is excellent, and with a solid selection of ports, it's hard to find a reason why this wouldn't be a great laptop for most people who simply want a stylish, well-built machine that handles 90% of their work with ease. Well, that's it for this video. Let me know what you think of X9 series down below in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.